You're late. Have a seat and get ready for the test. I hope you studied. Today, you have a test about modal verbs. Remember that modal verbs are a special type of verb that we do not conjugate. Modal verbs can indicate anything from a required action, to an ability, to a possibility, to an ability in the past. But do you know which ones? Let's take the test to find out. But before we take the test, be sure to click that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on any of our newest content. Okay, let's get started. Question 1. Which of these modal verbs indicates a required obligation or a logical conclusion? A, should. B, must. C, would. If you answered B, you're correct. The word must indicates a required obligation. For example, you must pay taxes to the government every year. The word must can also indicate a logical conclusion. For example, I didn't see or hear it rain, but the streets are wet, so it must have rained. Question 2. What modal verb is used to give a recommendation or advice? A, could. B, would. Or C, should. If you answered C, you're correct. When we give our opinion, advice, or when we recommend something, we use the word should. For example, if you're wanting to improve your English, you should contact Dynamic English. Question 3. Which modal verb refers to an ability in the past that we are no longer able to do? A, would. B, could. C, can't. Did you answer B? If so, you're correct. When we talk about an ability in the past that we're no longer able to do, we use the word could. For example, when I was younger, I could do a lot of backflips, but now that I'm older, I can't. Question 4. Which of these modal verbs indicates a contractual obligation? A, shall. B, should. C, might. Shall? Did you answer A? If so, that's correct. Now, shall is probably the most formal of all of the modal verbs, and we don't really use it a lot in spoken English. However, it does appear in legal documents and contracts. For example, the company shall pay on the 1st of every month. May. No, not the month of May. The modal verb may is used for what purposes? A, to ask politely for permission. B, to indicate a small possibility. C, to give permission to someone. Trick question. All of the above answers are correct and are all ways that we can use the modal verb may. For example, may I leave the meeting? Or, I may go to France next summer. Or, yes, you may leave the meeting. So A, B, and C are all correct. Question 6. Which of these modal verbs is another way of saying maybe? A, could. B, should. C, might. Did you answer C? If so, you're correct. We can use might the same way we use maybe. For example, tonight I might go to the cinema. Or, maybe tonight I will go to the cinema. Question 7. Which of these modal verbs indicates a present ability or permission? A, will. B, can. C, could. If you answered B, congratulations, you're correct. Can is used for current abilities. For example, I can speak Spanish. Can is also used for permission. For example,
Can I go to the bathroom?
yes, you can go to the bathroom. Question 8. Which modal verb can refer to the past, something we used to do, or a present unreal situation? A, could. B, should. C, would. Did you answer C? If so, that's correct. Would can be used to talk about the past, something we used to do in the past. For example, when I was young, I would play soccer. Or it can be used to talk about a present unreal situation. For example, if I had $1 million, I would buy a house, but I don't have $1 million. Question 9. Which of these phrases is another way of saying should? A, ought to. B, had better. C, must have. What was your answer? Did you answer A? Both ought to and should are used to give advice or a recommendation. For example, if you're wanting to improve your English, you ought to contact us here at Dynamic English. Remember that we offer flexible schedules for both individual and group courses, and all with native English-speaking teachers. So if you're wanting to take your English to the next level, you ought to take my advice and contact us. Question 10. Which of these sentences is incorrect? A, I would go to Bora Bora if I had the money. B, I could go to Bora Bora if I had the money. C, when I have the money, I should go to Bora Bora. D, all are correct, or E, none are correct. I hope you answered D, because all of these sentences are correct. A represents a present unreal situation. B represents a possibility. And C represents a recommendation for myself. Okay, that's all the time I have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you back here the next time. Take care.